Very good morning, dear students. Hope you are safe and sound. Dear students, yesterday we learned about the French society, and you know that French society was divided into three states, and a first state, second state, and third state. And after that, also we learned what is meaning of subsistence crisis, and after that we also learned how middle class emerged in France before the French Revolution. And today I am going to describe this question: what is meant by old regime? What is meant by old regime? Write its three features highlighted by Danton and Young. So the question is, what is meant by old regime? So first of all, we will introduce old regime. So what is old regime? So old regime refers to society and institutions of France before French Revolution. Very simple. What is old regime? So old regime refers or implies French society and institutions of France before French Revolution. And you know that very well that French Revolution took place in 1789. In 1789. Okay, so old regime refers to the society and institutions of France before 1789 or before French Revolution. And now write its three features highlighted by Danton and Young. First of all, we should know who was Danton and who was Young. So full name of Danton is George Danton. George Danton and Arthur Young. Arthur Young. A-R-T-H-U-R. Arthur Young. So George Danton was French revolutionary, and Arthur Young was an Englishman, an English traveler. Understood? So you know that during French Revolution or before French Revolution, George Danton wrote a letter to his friend in which he said that unemployment was very common in France, and he searched a lot, and he went from door to door to search any job, but George Danton could not find any job. At last, he said that what was the benefit of education if education could not help him to find a job in France. Understood? So on the basis of his letter, we can conclude that unemployment was very common. Unemployment was very common in old regime. Second is discrimination. So George Danton also wrote in his letter that he wanted to enter in army office, but he was also not allowed to enter in the army of France because he did not belong to noble family. It means that only people belonging to noble family was allowed to enter in the army. So this is matter of discrimination and injustice. So on the basis of his letter, we can conclude that he was talking about discrimination. And next one is undesirable society. Undesirable society. So Arthur Young was an English traveler. He visited France before French Revolution, and he wrote in his biography that when he went to France, he found that loot, rape, theft. Okay, so these social evils had very common ground in France. It means that French society was not desirable society according to Arthur Young, because when Arthur Young visited France, he found that social evils like bribery, social evils like loot, social evils like sexual harassment and rape was very common. Understood? So on the basis of his observation, we can say that undesirable society was also one of the feature of old regime. So in this way, we will introduce our answer, and after that we will write your answer. Okay, how you will introduce? Old regime refers to the society and institutions of France before 1789 or before French Revolution. Understood? And Danton and Arthur Young are two writers who wrote extensively about old regime. This is introduction, and after that you will write in next following lines I am going to describe three important features of old regime in following lines or in following paragraph, and after that you will write these three points. First, unemployment, then you will write a paragraph in which you will describe unemployment, and discrimination you will again describe it, and undesirable society you will again describe it. I hope that you have understood very well. So dear students, follow the way I am telling you, and if you don't follow this way, so you will not be able to get full marks in board examination. Understood? I hope that understood. Thank you.